Okay, let's play the backup deck. Again, I want to play a lot of Loki today. Well, I think I'm going to play a Guide of Souls over the Aang. Kind of like it for the curve, too. So, not Guide of Souls, Giver of Runes. So, still playing some Wasp. I think Wasp is really good. Wasp, I think Wasp is like we're playing Wasp alongside Loki in all these decks, and Loki's kind of getting all the shine. But Wasp has, I think, been performing quite well. But I want to circle back to our Leo combo deck. If you're not familiar, the combo is Cauldroning a Walking Ballista onto Leo. And the one big idea here is if you fetch an Idyllic Grange, you get to target something, and that targeting triggers Loki. That's pretty cool. What else triggers Loki? Bauble, Solitude, Guide of Souls, Giver of Runes, Agatha Soul Cauldron, Walking Ballista, and Heliod. Wondrous Wasp. That's the deck. That's the deck. And drawing a bunch of cards is good in these decks because your curve is really low, and you want to find your combo. Not too complicated. Okay, let's keep this. I like we have the Surveil with the Opt with the Bauble. I'm excited we have a Giver of Runes in the deck. Possible you want to play more Givers. It's been so long since I played the card. I don't really even know if it's any good. But I want to try it. Oh, without the blink stuff. Okay, yeah, sure. I agree. I mean, the problem with Esper Blink is it's really dirtily, and you could never beat big mana combo. Or it's very hard to beat big mana combo. Game 1, and you cited all your sideboard cards for it. Breeding pool. You got a whole pool just for breeding? Not great draw so far. Bird and Catacomb Scope. So is this Neoform maybe? When my game comes out, I stream it on the channel. I definitely want to be talking about it a lot on the channel. I'll say I want to do we're gonna be doing some recording of it that I'll be posting on a separate YouTube channel and promoting over here. As far as streaming it's possible, but the setups is really tough, and so it's logistically it would be not a very easy thing to do. I guess I'll play the Cauldron here. Yeah, I guess I did say last week it is a tabletop game, so it's going to be difficult to stream on the regular. And then not only that, it's like getting people to play with me, like that's an expensive and not very easy thing to do. Of course. Can you say where we'll buy it and how much it'll be? We'll be launching our own website with pre-orders. The goal is December, but possibly a little later, depending on things going wrong. And how much will be? I guess I can't exactly say because it's I'll have to wait on that. But I'll say it's a multiplayer game, which is why the pricing and the streaming it would be difficult. A second announcement. I'll make one announcement a week forever. Okay, so the Grange is not a bad top deck. This lets me get in with the Pride. I'm glad y'all are interested. Oh, and then for those who missed it, we secured a deal last week. A funding deal. Sold 3% of the company, and we're getting it funded, and it's very excited. Pre-orders in December. Hopefully. Releasing replay friends. I'm going to be in. The goal is in November. I've hired Honorog, if you know Honorog from Magic, to do a production weekend where I'm going to be flying a bunch of Magic streamers and content creators out, and we're sending out some invites this week to people. I talked to some people about it this weekend in Vegas too, to come and do a weekend where we play the game together and we film it, and so this way I can have stuff to post, and also I do think I want to have the hardcast Solitude up. I think I want to save the Grange. And then also I want to be able to like have a bunch of stuff I can kind of trickle out to. So like that is the plan. But it's going to be, again, on like a secondary YouTube channel. Okay, so I think I'm gonna hardcast the Solitude, even though it's probably not gonna resolve. Sure. Obviously getting a little flooded here. What am I selling? Oh, I guess for those of you who don't know, I've spent a big part of the last 3 years developing a game with a team of we have 6 main people working on it, like 10 tertiary, like 4 people who've done smaller projects of our friends, and it is happening. We got a deal, and it's hopefully going to come out. Hopefully going to be pre-ordered in December of this year, and then you'll get your product in March. Is the timeline? That timeline is subject to change. Subject to change. Professor Moist Beat Canyon. I guess I don't know Moist or Beat Canyon. I know that they play Magic. I know people who know them, but I don't know. It's basically impossible to get it in front of them. You know, I wouldn't want to bother them too much, but I'll talk to the professor. All right, so we'll see if they hit an Oculus. Hopefully not. Things get a lot easier if not. They sack Agent to get Subtlety. Okay. So I can Grange to make my Pride a 3/3 and then just crash it with everything. Is the game being recently quick started? No, we're launching our own website, and the game is done, or it's almost done being designed. The game will have arts paid for and commissioned, but we will be doing pre-orders to help fund our startup costs. So, okay, so if we tap the Wasp with Endurance, then they can go block, live. So I probably just fine to play a Solitude. Didn't get countered last turn. Yeah, I know about Charlie. Like I I know he plays Magic. I watch his videos sometimes. It's okay. We're not gonna get Moist critical. I know we're not going to, and that's fine. Intel people to 25 months. Thank you. Welcome back. My question for you regarding Loki: should he be surrounded with free spells to protect him to keep the cards coming? Is that a viable strategy? I can be. So like in our blue-white control Loki deck, which is the best performing of the Loki deck so far, although I like the Vile one too, and this one is promising. That deck has a bunch of free spells. This deck has Solitude. The other deck had Solitude. That deck had the first one had Solitude and Force. It can be a part of it, but you need some redundancy to the card advantage engine if you're going to do that. And then, so, like because Loki needs like a lot of like artifact enablers, it becomes maybe like a little bit easier said than done, if that makes sense. So I'm just gonna cast an Oculus here. Okay. Distraction makers usually play discuss new card games. They have made their own games as well. Could be a channel reach out to. Okay, so I guess I could give some feedback on my strategy for this, and I'm honestly not going to listen too much to you guys because I think I know best. Because here's my attitude about reaching out to people for the game. At first, my plan is to only reach out to people I know, people who I have made connections with over the years, people who I know I can pitch the game, and I can also trust them not to like leak or anything. And at the very beginning, I only want to be working with them as far as like making content around the game, promoting the game, because I get dozens and dozens of messages from people I don't know every single week saying, "Hey, come, here's a free version of my game. Here, come play this game. Here's a game." I have never once looked at any of them. I have never once been interested in looking at any of these games that I don't know anything about. It's not personal. I'm sure some of them are really good. I get so many of them all the time. It's too much to keep up with, and I immediately archive it. And I'm sure that that's what anybody would do with me, you know. It's the same thing. But and then also like once you do that, here's another thing attitude too that I think is pretty wrong. A lot of people go, "You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Just do it." This is not true because you only get to take the shot once with some of these people. You know, you have one chance to make a good first impression. You have to make it count. You have to make that first impression count. I think I'm gonna cut 3 baubles, bringing in the Vexing Baubles. You have to make that first impression count. And I think it's better. And then if I get a little bit of motion, motion with the people I do know, then maybe the people I don't know will be interested, right? That's kind of my attitude here. Okay, on the draw against Simic Ritual, turn 1 Pride is very good. Pride with Giver is really good. right, let's keep this. No more announcements about the game. High Noon, no. I don't think High Noon's that good against them. It stops Agent, and then they're really good at playing one spell on their turn and one spell on our turn. We're playing in Simic Ritual, not Living End. Oh, sorry, I should have bobbled. I guess I could wait a turn on the bobble. It's okay. Yeah. Paying people to play the game is also in the budget too. But I'm going to be starting doing that with again, people that people I know. But yes, yeah, I have a marketing budget, thankfully. As someone started reaching out with games, not you. It's really rough trying to get a response with your content. For sure, it's just not. It's very saturated. Bit of a bummer to be this flooded both games. See if this continues. Maybe should have mulliganed this one. I'd love to pre-order if you're making sub option. Yes, that is the release plan is pre-orders in December. So closer to release, I'll probably be teasing some more stuff and then eventually we'll do I'll be streaming when I go live with the YouTube stuff, and then the co-creator of the game will come and we'll talk about it, and it'll be good. We'll probably do a normal Magic stream first and build up a little momentum too. Speaking of other games, I'm still playing Once Upon a Galaxy. Yeah, I like that game a lot. I still play a lot. Yeah, no, I appreciate the participation. I'm glad y'all are excited. It's good. It's good y'all are asking so many questions. It's good that you are curious. I need that to be the case. I just maintain it for 3 more months for me, please, or 6 more months. Dang it. Okay, let's surveil. We'll attack for 1. I don't feel like this card is great right now. Do you think Leo plus 2 Granges plus Giver can be really potent here? They playing any single player games right now? Here's my single player game. It's very easy to play. This is most of the gameplay. A little repetitive, but pretty fun. Do I wait a turn on Leo? Let's wait a turn on the Leo. I feel like my opponent has a counter spell and they just don't want to counter the guide. Have we investigated Loki, Hedron Crab, maybe Priest Strider? It does sound kind of fun, but I don't think it's going to be very good. So I can sneak the Leo into play, maybe. Reading at the moment. Yeah, I'm kind of nervous because it's the last one that's out, and there's the last book is the last book is not released yet, so I'll take my time. Oh, sorry, this is a cast. Dang it. I always forget that. I think it's okay to maybe hold lands here. Maybe I could play the Fountain. Kind of want to make it look like my hand's a little stronger than it is. Could maybe just play out a Grange to get a little bit more damage in. Very weird match. So I guess I hold this up to maybe double Grange this turn, just 2-turn clock. Spell. Okay. Is this the better spell? It's gotta be. I think I'm going to make basically no opinions on this match because I drew really bad and my opponent drew really bad. And I don't know. It's hard to make impressions where my opponent has cast 2 spells by turn 7. So they evoke Subtlety. They pitch Force of Negation. Let's put that on top. I'm going to cast it. They evoke another Subtlety, pitching an Oculus. Kind of feels like they have an Endurance here. How close am I to World War Hulk Brew? I haven't super duper started, but I'm a little concerned because it kind of seems like it's gonna be a Slumbering Trudge fanatic deck because like it seems like a big part of World War Hulk being good is being able to cast Disciple of Freyalise and drawing a bunch of card into another World War Hulk, and then beyond that, my vision for it becomes unclear. So I put it hits an Ice Fang. So I have lethal next turn if they do not have subtlety number 4 plus blue card. Do you want to give protection from green or do you want to give protection from blue? Spike, will they ever bun click? Vendilion click? No, I think that's staying on the modern ban list forever with Umezawa's Jitte. Does a World War Hulk want to play kind of like Neobrand and Rangalta stuff, or is that just a fringe plan? I think that could be part of it. I think so. Like the vision for World War Hulk is that you are like mid-range Neoform, kind of like how Esper Gorios is mid top, and then you kind of be doing the same thing, but you would be like ramp as plan B instead of like or like you're a ramp deck with this instead of a like mid range deck with this. It's sort of the vision. These kind of things are often not very good, so like my hopes aren't too high, but it's good to test the new cards, right? I used to be messing with Trask. Maybe like Trask is interesting. Like Trask attracts Disciple of Freyalise, Craterhoof Behemoth a little bit. It's these are your options. There's not too many red options. Wait, we won? Yeah, my opponent did nothing. What do you mean we won? Were you watching that game? We didn't do anything. They did less. A very embarrassing game where we got flooded and they got mana screwed. Is it another dismember? I feel like this is like my ninth. No, not ninth, but we played against a lot of dismembers. Okay, no, sorry, it's just obviously affinity. I'm gonna Solitude the emissary here. Hulk seems good with Badger Mole. It doesn't seem better than the Trudge deck, so there's no point. Well, so I think it goes with some of the Trudge stuff because it's good with Disciple of Freyalise because you can cast it off the Hulk and you can draw a lot of cards and then you can do like a bigger thing with it. So I was thinking it would be more of a Trudge deck than a Badger Mole deck. Yeah, that chatter didn't respond to my why did you think I was affinity question, huh? So what is your guide, Leo, Cauldron, it's okay. Can be a Guide of Souls. Loki would have been solid enough. World War Hulk was a card for the limited format. I wasn't sure how good it was going to be. I kind of expected it to be somewhat mediocre, but I ended up liking it. So my opponent did not equip Shadow Spear, which kind of implies that they have a counterspell. So I guess since I have 2 Ranger Captains, I'll just play 1. You hear about the latest LeBron news? Okay, I did see a chatter just now saying he's not going to play for the Lakers next year. And I know there's a lot of rumors saying he's going to go to the Warriors and play with Steph, which is really exciting. I think the Cavaliers may also try to dump Harden and then get LeBron, but it's hard to say. They have a second rebuke. It's over. I'll scoop. They do. Okay. So I'm the first person ever to lose game 1 to Affinity. It's a weird feeling. Good thing we've got some sideboard cards. So I'm gonna bring in the baubles. Gonna bring in the wraths. I'm gonna cut the Giver of Runes. Also, I lost the baubles mentally. Cut those. I think I'm gonna cut the Heliod. Wondrous Wasp. This card is good against construct tokens. This card is good against Emery. I think it can stay in. I think I'm gonna go. Okay, we'll try this. At what point is LeBron done? I mean, he was still very good this last year, like a very, very good basketball player despite being 41. I think he has at least one more season of being a very good basketball player. Cut Loki. I don't think you could ever cut Loki, especially because it's the card we're testing. Hopefully he comes to my Spurs. Well, I hope to be as delusional as you are one day, but I feel like there's like 0% chance he becomes a Spur. Unless he takes $0 or the bet minimum. Is World War Hulk doing something better than dramatic entrance? Yeah, I mean it's like one thing is it does have more text than just casting the spell. Like the other modes are not irrelevant. But yeah, you get cast triggers as well. You get cast triggers as well, which is nice. The Panglacial Worm tech is nice. The cast trigger is relevant on one thing. I can't remember what it was. Not a bad mold to 5. Oh yeah, Tarask. That's what it was. With Tarask, you cast it, so you can combo with that a little bit. Okay, second Cauldron, not a very good draw, but we're still in good shape. I thought that was a whip flare for a second. Okay. Go guide, go pride. Can't believe they made a whole month for this freaking cat. His size and passing his need. He's expressing like in the culture, dumpable salaries. I mean, the Spurs core is so young. I don't think it makes a lot of sense. And I think trying to develop that's really important. I think it's more important than picking up like LeBron in his last season or two. I think keeping the core has got to be way more important. And also, like, I don't know, like his salary is still going to be like 30 to 50 million. And like one thing about LeBron's salary too is like you could argue about is he worth the 50 million for his play level? And he was probably worth it in the playoff series. I don't know. He was legit the best player on the court in a playoff series postseason. Um Against the Rockets, he was the best player on both teams, and he couldn't carry them to the Thunder. But it's like having him on your team is worth more than 50 million, you know. It is worth more. Like the amount of any team he goes to makes the team much more than that in revenue. That might be one of the funniest things I've said. What thing, Gingy? Okay, so Ballista will win us the game. Yeah, it's like he's worth so much in just like the people excited to buy his name on the jersey. It's like so like any owner should be happy to pay like the max, even if you don't think he's like worth the max at his age. Take a contract pay cut, get percentage sales. I don't know if that's legal. Oh, I should have probably bullet Cauldron in response. So this is the last card in their hand, so they don't have a lot going on. If they encrypted in response, they could have denied 2-turn clock. They do get to draw several more cards here. Draw a Guide of Souls. Shape a New and Tinrin's Ring. I don't know. It's like I've been kind of stuck on mono blue with like the Deuce and Tamio versus mono blue with the Deuce and Tamio versus a sorry, I think another little mistake here. Should have responded to the rebuke with this, so I have another creature in the graveyard. Not a big deal, but a little deal for sure. Martoni with the 49. Thank you. Welcome back. I don't know if I want to try to do that or try to find the gingerbread cabin shell. The problem with gingerbread cabin is your deck has to have all forest in it, and forest it's very difficult to figure that out. Like in theory, you want to play a lot of ramp, and in practice, I cannot find a good draft. Martoni with the 49 again. Again, thank you. So is the combo significantly better than playing Philia and Riddler and such? And such. I don't know if it's significantly better. I think there's a lot to like about it, and you get to maintain like a good card advantage engine. You can play Philia Riddler. I was like, I had like these slots. I thought I was gonna get to play both of them. It was like a little tight. I decided to just do this too. But we gotta figure it out. We are 1-0 going to game 3. Do you want to play High Noon? Maybe on the play we should have played High Noon. Do I want to play... I think on the draw, I kind of want to go down a couple Ranger Captains for a couple Phantoms. I like that Phantom also blocks Pinnacle Monk tokens. Our draws have not been very good so far with this deck, despite us not having lost yet. Oh, the Ocelot Pride joke was what was funny. I need to know what makes Ginger laugh so I get to see my sweet friend more often. Never quite cracked that code. So I will say that Guide Pride is usually a pretty good strategy against Affinity. We have a 1-lander with it. I think I will mulligan. And then I think on this, we're going to have to keep. And probably put back Guide of Souls number 3. I'm here sometimes. I'll take it, Gingy. I got a Lamau. Guide Pride's good. Yep, Guide Pride's good, but it's also very good against Affinity. It's like, you know, it is just like a way to just, you know, you have 3/1 drops, you can just beat their really good Affinity draws, which I think is something that I do think that this is something that confuses me a little bit about discourse about this modern format. Is like a lot of people will go, "There's no way to beat turn 1 Kappa Cannoneer. There's no way to beat turn 1 Kappa Cannoneer," but like I don't know if you're just on a play with 3/1 drops, you can beat it. You just can. I think it's so crazy. Some people play Preordained Affinity. I think it's fine. Two on the bottom. What has been the hardest part of making the game so far? An interesting question. Maybe one thing is, like, a lot of times you'll have a really fun idea that like you're excited about, and you realize it's like, you know, being a multiplayer game, it needs to be fun for everybody, not one person, and it needs to be faster and simpler, and trying to make everything faster and simpler, or as fast, and like trying to find the right like XY axis of, I guess it's an XYZ axis of fast, simple, fun. Those are always my 3 priorities, and trying to balance those 3 things are always very tough. They have turn 2 Whip Flare, you're cooked. Well, if they have turn 2 Whip Flare, I still have a Guide of Souls, so I'm not completely cooked. This Preordain card looks awful. You just do nothing. It is crazy they had none and no lands off the double Preordain. Beagle with the 50. Thank you, welcome back. 1 on top, 1 on bottom. Plays an Urza Saga. 50 Needle. Yeah, extensive playtesting is really important. We have a digital tool that is enhancing our playtesting right now. They named Flooded Strand to prove they aren't ghosting. In my opinion, your game doesn't have to be simple to be fun. I agree, but I'll say that like our game is relatively complex. Maybe I should play Leo to get the guide trigger, but I want to get the extra damage. Our game is like complex, and so like to keep the game complexity, you have to simplify other things. Otherwise, the complexity is too much. I don't know if that makes sense. But like there's a balance. You just like even if an idea is good, and even if you really like an idea, at some point you have to make sure to keep the overall complexity low, so that the game's complexity can still be there without being overwhelming. Okay, 2-0. It kind of sucks. Let's go to 5. We have straight up not drawn a Loki yet. Oh, there's a Loki. Okay, great. Let's put back second Grange. Let's put back the Ranger-Captain, probably. I think I'll play the Bauble. And I'll cycle it if my opponent thought seizes me. Got any tips I can put for Tifa martial artist? A commander player. Nobody freak out. Commander, I would, if I had to describe my opinions on Commander, I'd say cool, and I love to play it. For Tifa, you can play Urza Saga, and then there you can get, there's a landfall equipment you can get off of it that gives +2/+2, and you can stack the triggers where Tifa's power is getting +2/+2 and then doubling after that. And you can, there's a green creature like Tifa that you can tutor up. Okay, so they're a, are they Eye Twitch? Wait, what is Island Trawler Frog? Maybe they're just a normal Dimir deck with Trawler. They feel like Island, like Trawler's a lot of times like blue, black, Necro. The Tri Tifa? Sorry, chat, help me out. Chat, help me out. Akira, look away. Okay, Tifa, martial artist, 4/4 melee. Whenever one or more creatures you control with power 7 or greater deal combat damage to a player, untap all creatures you control. If it's the first combat phase on your turn, additional combat phase. Maybe you put the 2-mana Tifa in the deck. Okay, oh, they're just Esper Blink. Do I want to block and then give her? They're going to Fatal Push. I think I need this Loki. Spike the Zemo deck was sick. They think about playing Witherbloom Apprentice or the Witch Payoff. The fact that Zemo says copy. No. You don't want your Zemo. Your goal is not to make the Zemo ultimate better. The Zemo ultimate's already unbeatable. You need to make the rest of your deck better, and you need to make Zemo good when you're not ultimating. The thing is, it makes the ultimate more consistent. It doesn't because you have lower quality cards and they're easier to pick apart. So they Fatal Push the Giver. I'm going to name Pro White, I guess, because of Solitude. I have a backup Loki. You did multi-5 this game. Because you can get with like 8 cards in graveyard. It just doesn't matter. Because it's like, if your deck is weaker, because your deck is full of these shitty 2 and 3 drops, it's just not going to go that well for you. Oh, they Ephemerate the Frog. Guess I could have played around this. I'm not that upset about it, though. I'm a little upset I'm out of Granges. So like, my top decks that like cantrip with Loki are a little diminished. They have to discard 2 cards here. When making a token deck with Barrett Wallace. I think that sounds pretty cool. Okay, Akira, I'm going to be honest with you. I've tried to play the role of the cool commander streamer in the last 5 minutes, but I'm going to be honest with you. This channel is about brewing in Modern, and that's all I really know. I haven't played Commander in a few years. I just brew in Modern, and I'm not too bad at it. I'm not too bad about it, but I'm not very knowledgeable on the Commander card pool. They have the second Fatal Push, which is going to be pretty rough to beat now. I might just go to game 2. Multi-5 in this matchup is tough. Although I drew Loki, maybe that's just the card that will buy me a turn here. Let's see what we can surveil into. Ballista. Okay, let's play it out. Let's attack first. I see the Raptors might get Kawhi. I've seen the rumors. I think it'd be fun. Maybe a bad attack. Who's to say? Shell to 23. Thank you. Welcome back. You're making a standard Tifa Luck deck mono green. Okay. I'm more familiar with standard. Okay, wait, Akira, you want to play Tifa? Are you a Final Fantasy fan? We may be able to lock you in here. Okay, so what you can do is you can go to moxfield.com/user/aspiring spike if you want to see this for yourself. But I brewed with some Tifa in Modern. We had a little teeny tiny bit of success. I wouldn't say these decks are very good. But here's the Modern build, okay? So you got Tifa Lockhart, 2-mana, right? 2-mana, 1/2 trample. You know that already. In Modern, you have fetch lands, okay? These lands, they go, you can sacrifice them, you can get, and you put another land in play. That's 2 landfall triggers on a turn. And so if you can use this Urza Saga, this tutors up adventuring gear. And so you have 4 of them, you can grab it every single time. You put this on Tifa, okay? So you go Wood of Foothills, give +2/+2, then double it up to 6. Fetch with Wood of Foothills, get a forest, +2/+2, 8, 16 power. You get to attack with that. Or if you just go Groundswell, it says landfall +4/+4. So you go land +4/+4, Tifa's 5, fetch, it is 20. And in Modern, compared to Commander, and I hope that you're sitting down for this. In Modern, life total start at 20, not 40. So I'm just gonna post this in the chat for you, and I will successfully have converted you as a Modern player. They grab. They're just throwing Loki at me, or are they gonna Felia to keep it? That's interesting. Then Felia triggers it every turn. Oh, they're just gonna trigger it this turn with the Felia. Okay, sure. Oh, commander damage is 20. Okay, so you're familiar. Yeah, they could blink Emperor. That's true. I think they left. No. They would never leave me. Okay, so let's go Ballista X equals 3. Snakeskin makes you 6/4 and play a land. 24. That's pretty good. Okay, maybe play standard. Oh, I'm just dead on board to the frog if they discard their whole hand and fly it. We'll make sure they see the line, I guess. I guess we could draw Solitude off the Ballista ping. So I guess that's kind of fun, right? That if they discard their whole hand and try to kill me, like Solitude, it just we are gonna win if that happens, if we draw it. Gab, thanks for the raid. Hope you're doing well. I heard you were playing Magda. Heard you were playing Magda Loki. If someone wants to post Gab's list, I'd love to see it. Right now we're trying to block this Emperor of Bones and then draw Solitude off of the Ballista ping here. We're trying it in the Cauldron Leo build here, but I've been liking Loki a lot. Although I don't think it's been as good as it has been and as the first couple blue-white builds we played. Okay, so let's go block here. Okay, so here's an interesting decision for you, chat. I can just click OK. I can click OK and I can live. Because they pass priority. I can live at 1 life. And I could draw Wasp or I could draw, but I don't get my card. Thoughts on Drowner versus Wasp? Wasp is like so much better. I'm shaking at the thoughts that you want to even compare the two. I could live and keep playing Magic, or I could draw a card. I guess I'll choose to live. I guess I'll choose to live. And I didn't draw it. And I wasn't gonna draw it. So if I tutor a second Ballista, I can draw another card, but I can't crack. I won't be able to draw a Solitude white card or Wasp. Let's just go to game 2. So down a game against Esper Blink. Sometimes I've liked Consign against Esper Blink, but if they ever thought season see it, it becomes really pretty bad. I think we're in some ways kind of pre-boarded for this matchup too. If you also do is good anyways. Yeah. How was the mono green shell you've been iterating on felt with the new cards? We only played 3 matches with the Badgermole version of the deck, and the Marvel cards felt good. I think it's still worse than Slumbering Trudge, which is kind of an issue. And I'm interested in trying Squirrel Girl and Trudge as a Green Sun target, and she won't be like that impactful. Mind Skinner, hear me out, goated card. Pretty unplayable in Modern, unfortunately. There's a lot of really sick cards that you just can't play in this format, but there are some sick cards you can only play in this format. You have to draw Solitude no matter what. No, I could draw Wasp too, is the thing. So it's like, and then also like if we let them connect, then we could also draw Bauble and then draw Wasp for Solitude. We could draw Cauldron, draw Wasp for Solitude. We draw Ballista, draw Wasp for Solitude, and like so we have that like that ability to like rebuy the outs. Been meaning to try and green bills about a couple weeks look fun. Yeah, I would try the Slumbering Trudge build, and I still don't know like what I would cut for. I don't know what I would cut for Squirrel Girl, and I don't know what the sideboard plan against Inevitable Betrayal is. What's an example of a good card you can play only in Modern? Dragon Rage's Channel. I guess only in Modern. I guess there. I mean, every card is legal in Commander too, but I think Chandler's that's my baby. Is there any card that's banned in Commander? Is there any card that's banned in the other formats and legal in Modern? Probably not. Legacy players crying over Candelabro when they could have bought a used card over a $25 card. I don't know. It's super dumb that they banned that card over Planar Nexus, in my opinion. The more I think about it, the more annoyed I get. Okay, yeah, Primeval Titan's not is banned in Commander, but and then not Standard, not Pioneer. I guess it basically never sees Legacy play, right? Mindslaver. A little bit Legacy, maybe too. My opponent not sideboarding? I guess we didn't either. Yes, my favorite card, Primeval Titan. You can play that in this format. I'm going to mulligan this awkward mana situation. Let's keep this hand. Let's put back the second fountain. Strand go. Is Candelabra legal in Commander? It's kind of a dumb card to be legal in Commander. So one thing we could do next turn, and not that we necessarily or basically ever would. I guess we would do this if they played Emperor of Bones. But if you go play Ocelot Pride and you Cauldron a Ballista and Ocelot Pride, the damage you deal with Pride gains lifelink, right? That's a big part of how this deck works. So if they played Emperor of Bones, we could go Pride, Ballista on one, ping the Emperor of Bones, Cauldron the Ballista, and then ping again, and we would get the token off the Pride because we'll have gained life. It is legal. Yeah, and then Mishra's Workshop is also like a card that's like it would be banned if like it was cheaper. Okay, so we drew Leo. So what is the plan here? I don't know what the plan is. I think I'm gonna go Ballista on 0. And if you don't know, this is the combo. I have the combo at my hand. If you Cauldron Ballista into Leo, we can combo. And so I'm kind of thinking if they have Felia, we could maybe double block, and then the life gain off the Pride could start the loop a little bit. Maybe not. Maybe do I just get Solituded? Yeah, maybe I should have just Cauldron, and then if they had Solitude, I would get a token. All right, if you have Solitude, you have Solitude, I guess. I guess we'll go kill the Felia first before they realize what's going on. Maybe like this happens sometimes. They'll like wake up like, oh, I can Solitude this, and then like it's happened too many times to me to like not do this. It's like it's dumb to even think that this might happen. Okay. So we're gonna go to game 3. You know, I should have brought in this Teferi, obviously. Maybe I'll cut the Heliod. I think that makes sense against the deck that's going to be having exile removal and able to break this up. Ranger-Captain to protect the combo. The problem is the card we're trying to protect from is Solitude, so it doesn't really do that. But I guess it does protect it with like Guide of Souls a little bit. Oh, we can keep this. Should you put the counter on Ocelot to play around Solitude? I think you're just supposed to jam in that spot. Puts on a mold to 6. Sometimes I think about the time in my Magic career before I like started playing around anything. You know how that is. Like those first few years, you kind of learn like what playing around something is, and you're like, oh, that's part of the game. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna surveil that away and just play both of these next turn. And sometimes I wonder, did I win more or did I just feel that way? I guess we'll keep that on top. We control Loki as the other card, and at the very minimum, it's going to be an opt with the fetch land. Like again, you just look at your top card. If you like it, you draw it. Otherwise, you shuffle it away. Oh, but the Pride has lifelink. Oh, okay. Yes, sorry, of course. Whether the previous version without Loki plays. So we have two other versions of this. We have a green-white version that plays Birthing Ritual Gearhulk. We have a black-white version that plays Emperor of Bones, which is really good with Idyllic Grange. And it also played Graveyard Trespasser at the time, but that was, wow. Okay, they find a Riddler. The Wondrous Wasp. And our top card is a Ranger-Captain, which I think we'll just keep. And if they have an Ephemerate for the Riddler, we have the Solitude, although it's 3 for 2, but then we don't spend mana. We get an energy off the guide. Call it a wash, I guess. What's the pitch for Wasp in the deck? Every single time I've been playing Wasp, it's been really, really good. And it triggers Loki. And it's a removal spell. Wasp it's like the problem with Wasp, here's the problem with Wasp, is Loki is like so obviously insane and taking all the limelight that it seems to me that people don't understand that Wasp has also been performing really well and has been a very impressive card and has been good like almost every single time we've had it. It can be tough with a deck like this. Hard to tell if you're winning because Guide Pride is broken or new cards are good. Yeah, it's even tougher in today because we've been winning and our draws have been bad. Like, it's not that like Guide Pride has been good. It's like our draws have been bad and our opponent's draws have just been worse so far. They have another Ephemerate. It would be the third Ephemerate. Untapped Fountain. So I guess we're just going to tap it with Wasp, probably. Land would be nice. Grange especially. A Leo. Could maybe just go Guide Pride Leo this turn. Not play Wasp. Probably more damage. Sack Captain response to fetch. I don't know. I'm just not that scared of the Ephemerate. They're gonna die. But maybe it was correct. It's also really bad if they just have like Psychic Frog. Okay, so if I put the counters on the cat, they're gonna block the. Yeah, I think they're always blocking Pride basically. So maybe I just would put it on the guide, bounce the cat. Putting them on push, otherwise Wasp was lethal. This is also lethal, isn't it? This is they block the cat and then they go to 0. They go to -1. And then I have the Wasp for next turn. I did not think they were gonna block that. So the Leo is +4 damage. So this is 4, 7. Yeah, it's 11. They do have the Fatal Push, though. Okay. It's fine. So now we just sack the Ranger-Captain and we dodge Wrath Disguise. Should be fine. And we stop the Ephemerate from coming down. So the best thing they can have is Solitude Ephemerate. The second best thing they can have is Hardcast Solitude. Attacking seems loose and a possible Solitude on Captain. It feels like I should put upkeep stop with Wrath Disguise when following turn. Maybe. Wait, they evoked Solitude? They evoke? I guess they have, so they have evoke Solitude and hardcast Solitude? Yeah, maybe it was just Wondrous Wasp then. Wasp plus one of the 1-drops. Maybe they have a Fim. I have an active Ranger-Captain sacrifice, so that seems not so likely. Oh, they have Emperor of Bones. Okay. So, aren't they still dead? If they wait, I could maybe Wasp the Emperor of Bones activation. I think they're gonna be dead kind of no matter what. So they're gonna go to 6 life, and they would go block. Yeah, they're dead on board currently. We've had a few games today where Pride basically soloed. I mean, yeah, but also these have been games where my opponent's draws are really bad. I'm having a hard time evaluating overall. I will say this: Ocelot Pride and Guide of Souls are good modern cards. Happy Pride Month. A whole month just about this card. Oh, that's why. Okay, that's why it's still legal. Got it. It's nice that they wouldn't draw any. Oh, we also have an extra damage off the Grange here. Okay, we are 3-0. No idea how good the deck is. Let's get a trophy prediction going. I opened no Lokis in my limited packs. Or maybe I have one. I own 1 or 0 Lokis. I'm not sure. I think 0 though. Okay, keeping this on the draw, my opponent has revealed Devourer of Destiny. We've got a lot of sideboard cards for the Tron matchup. Gonna be a tougher game 1. My opponent is thinking. They have an awesome username, Return to Ravnica. I'm assuming that's what RTR is. We're playing Brood-Scale. Okay, Brood-Scale is a different matchup, if not better. Wasp, pretty good against them. Again, just great card, no credit. I bought 16 for $1 at Card Game last week thanks to the stream. Okay, you're welcome. Spike, do you ever think about the impact I have on the second market? Not really. I like to think about the state of the world, literature, lunch. I don't know. It's weird, right? Because I don't want to be ever trying to like make money off of that kind of stuff. I had this one guy emailed me who's like owned a card shop, and they wanted to pay me to just message them like what decks I was working on. They wanted me to message them what cards I was working on, and I said I'm not really interested in doing like um market influence and like market manipulation stuff. And they're like, oh, that's not what this is. And I'm like, well, what is it? And they never messaged me back. they never messaged me back. You know, Leo's also pretty good with the Wasp. Get that effect again. My headphones died. I had these on my desk. They're one of these. It's not a USB. Uh-oh. Bad against Dismember. Let's go next one. That's the magic of an insider trader. Yeah, I don't really know how you could interpret it any other way. I guess they were like, we'll do all the insider trading for you. I haven't sold a bunch of cards this weekend that I've just accumulated so I can have some liquid capital available for the game if I need it. Not we got more money than we were needing to get, so don't necessarily think that's going to be the case. I don't know about the Giver. I'm gonna play like 2 Wraths and like 2 Phantoms, but I don't know how I'm making room. Maybe these. Wrath is okay against Brood Scale. You know, it's actually maybe it's not. Maybe like Phantom is just better. Like you mostly wanted to kill Saga, and when you're doing X equals 1 or 2, it kills your own stuff too often. I'll play one copy, but it's just like I keep having Wrath in the sideboard of these decks because you have to play it because it's so good. But we play to the board more than Brood-Scale does, and people keep saying, "Oh, just bring it in," but it's like we're not playing blue-white control. Playing blue-white control, we bring them all in. I might consider playing standard power level card. Yeah. I look at all the standard cards as they come in. I had so much fun playing Team Sealed. Team Sealed is maybe the perfect format, by the way. Like I've always liked team events better than regular events. I think it's really cool. You get to share and all the highs and lows together with your friends. And I enjoy the dynamic of making decisions together. I think it's really fun. Maybe that's part of the reason why I like streaming, right? Just talking about lines together in the moment, because it's always better in the moment than in between rounds where everybody's just trying to tell you everything. It just happens together. It's awesome. But Team Sealed is like an even more pure form of that. It's an even more pure form of that because there's an issue in regular team play where if one player is way better or way worse than the others, there's an imbalance, right? If one player picked the wrong deck to play for the weekend, there's a big imbalance, and one person has to get carried, and it feels bad for the person being carried and carrying. But in Team Sealed, you're all building the decks together, and one player has to play the worst deck. One player has to take the burden of playing the worst deck, and they deserve to be carried because of that. And I think that that's really nice. I guess I'll play the guide. As the combo happened, yeah, we won game 2, match 2 from the combo. Who my team got the short deck? On day 1 it was a Maz. He played this blue-white tempo deck that was underpowered but had a lot of play to it. And then day 2, our friend Alex, he played the Rakdos villains deck, which was clearly our worst deck, and I think we also misbuilt it together. So it said no to 2 temples and a forest, and they kept an ancient stirring, so it seems like they have a handful of mana. Do you give the best deck or worst player? Do you give the best deck to the worst player, or best or worst player? So what we were doing was we were more like I played the control deck. Oh, they have Filgris Silex? That's so insane against my hand. Okay, I guess I can consign it. That's good news. I played a control deck both days because I'm just super comfortable playing control decks unlimited. Amaz played tempo mid range both days because that's his specialty, and Alex played aggro both days because he's better at that. And so that was our strategy. Is Internal Pride better versus Dismember? It's better versus Dismember. It's worse if they don't have it, and I don't know. I just usually don't play around the 1-ofs that hard. 1 or 2-ofs, As an older player, did you chat with any of the pros there? I talk to the pros that I know and the ones I don't, I guess. I sat across from David Williams, and I had my first oh shit, I'm a fan moment. And I can't remember the last time I sat across from somebody like that. I'm like, fuck, I'm a fan. I haven't been a fan in a while, you know what I mean? I didn't say anything, although I was definitely shy. Yeah, Esther watched MasterChef, so she's also a David Williams fan. It's a lot of cards. No, it's only 3 cards. I'm glad we had Wrath the Skies in our hand that game. I think he'll still play 1. Do you think Williams knew who it was? I really doubt it. I don't think so. I don't even know if I know who I am, so how could I expect David Williams to? Still figuring that out. Pride is too good. It would be very interesting to see what Guide or Pride would have looked like if the other didn't exist. I'm gonna keep. They mulled the 6. As the combo Ballista, Heliod. Yeah, we comboed last match. So what are we doing here? I think I'm going to hold up Consign. I think being able to Consign Fleshraker is really important this turn. I wouldn't hate getting to Surveil either. Not a bad one to Consign either. I think we just have to. Control Phantom. I guess I have to Phantom the lab this turn. What do we do this turn? Getting flooded a lot this league. Maybe that's like a symptom of playing a deck like this. You have thoughts on the David Williams Mark card drama? I guess I don't know anything about it, so I have a lot of opinions, just like my opinions on the Legacy ban. They reveal Temple, Dismember Lab, so maybe they're going to be a little flooded. They have 4 types in the yard for their Emrakul. We're going to play this first so we can fly. I think I'm just going to fly the Pride and not thinking too long with these cards is not a good plan. I don't know anything about it, but I got a lot of opinions, brother. So the problem when a player with this card in their deck thinks, if someone has this card in the deck and they're thinking, it's likely that they have Kozilek's Command. Maybe not. This is a situation where you think a lot anyways, but they may have Kozilek's Command. Maybe I can pretend like I've got Consign. Kind of looks like I got Consign. What's the Legacy ban opinion? I just feel like it's silly to ban Candelabra instead of Planar Nexus, and like because like Planar Nexus was like a really dumb design, and I feel like Legacy is the format of getting to play the cool, classic, iconic reserve list cards. I think that that's an important part of the identity, and like just admit you made a mistake by printing this card. It was a really dumb card to print. Just like own up to it and and ban it. How's Loki been in the What Energy build? We have had it in play like once and it was good. So it seems like they're going to K command into Emrakul here. I agreed the ban was dumb and the reason as well. I don't think Nexus has been a problem either. And this is the problem with talking too much about something I don't know about, right? But I have played Planar Nexus a little bit in Legacy. Like I have played like just a random like Legacy RCQ with the Planar Nexus, and I thought that card was stupid. I thought it was really dumb that it's like just enables Urza's Tower as a one card. And Cloud Post. I thought it was really dumb that it did both of those things. I think my opponent thinks I've got Consign. I think Nexus bannable. Ring probably should have gone a while ago. Yeah, that's fine. Like I believe Legacy probably has like a lot of problems. But like to me, Planar Nexus is one of the dumbest cards I've seen like ever. It's like pretty up there on like how did this make it out? I guess. I mean, it's not consigned to memory, but like they can still play around consigned to memory. Yeah, I agree completely. I think it would be way better if they would just ban the stupid cards instead of trying to keep decks alive. A lot of the current decks are not very fun. Like we don't need to keep them alive. You know, it's okay. It's fine. Yeah, so keeping the Solitude lets me Solitude the Emrakul next turn. I don't. It might not even be right to the life total solo. So they kill my guide, and they make spawns. So put this here, I guess. So I have 6 points of damage, or 7 points of damage in the air. So if I Solitude a token, they have to block with all of their tokens. I guess they have to block with all of their tokens anyways. Or like 4 of their tokens anyways. And so at the moment, it seems like Emrakul does nothing, right? Feels like my Consign bluff worked pretty well. So then has Emrakul. It'll be 3 mystery cards after they draw. Emrakul costs 8. They have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they can cast Emrakul. If they cast Emrakul, they lose the game. So I don't think we need to mind so much about that. So it seems like the only way we lose is if they just have to combo. So let's just hold up the Solitude. Instead of banning the Planar Nexus, you could ban all 3 Charm Lands and the Locust. You could. I don't know why you would, but you could. It seems like you. I mean, Planar. It was just a really dumb card to put in the Legacy. I think. I'm gonna say this too. I think Legacy would be way better if Wizards had a way to print cards directly to Commander that never touch Legacy. Okay, great. Do I guess I just cast Solitude and I don't exile anything. Yeah, it's just a big problem that Commander is they designed for Commander. They design cards that are multiplayer only cards, like this Fantastic Four card, and a lot of times they're really bad in Commander and they're way too good in Legacy. It's just a problem. I don't know what to do about it. With the Crypt of Aghanim decks, why didn't we play Emrakul the Promised End? I mean, usually you have land, creature, enchantment, instant sorcery, so it can be like 8 mana. It's not a black creature itself though, so like playing a black creature like Archon of Cruelty, like when it's in the graveyard, it's powering up your crypt, and it costs the same as Emrakul, although Emrakul is usually more powerful, but it's only max power Emrakul, and you can't persist it either. You literally have won the game with just the 4 1-drops and 8 lands. Are you counting Consign as a 1-drop? I agree. I understand. Yeah. Sift with a 72. Welcome back. We haven't drawn like Loki almost at all. We are 4-0. It just in this matchup, it's just not. It's okay. It's not that good. Yeah, GG's. Guess we're going to 5 again. Not a great 5. I think I probably need to keep the Ranger-Captain because it's a 2-for-1, so we'll do this. Oh, I guess Wasp is too. Maybe we could have put back the guide. Wonder if Sire is a good post-board juke at a Brood Scale. I think I did get. So I think someone did cast Sire against me as Brood Scale not that long ago. Okay, so we're on the play against probably Esper Blink on a Mold 5, which is not the best sentence ever, but at least I have 2-for-1s in my hand. Big fan of Ruby Storm coming. I was kind of hoping it was Ruby Storm with me having the caps. Very, very grindy league we've played. So I definitely want to keep Loki. So maybe I want to get Giver of Runes to go with this Loki. Could probably get a basic plains here pretty comfy. Maybe if I drew a Wasp, I'll regret this. The Giver of Runes seems okay. I'm kind of interested in playing Giver in the other blue-white Loki build. Like, maybe I'm interested in going Giver over Aether Vial, although the Vials have been good. And then like, cutting the Lockmare and playing more interaction. Okay, so they're playing Gorios. So land would be nice, so I can have the Giver up to protect things. Okay. Giver is fairly slow at this stage. Yeah, I mean, we don't have too many other options, but it's gonna be a slow match. So I think being a slow plan is okay. I guess we also could have gone Loki Giver, just draw a card off the Grange, but I think we'll do this instead. The breeding pool like kind of has to mean they're playing Gorios, and so we are unfortunately a Loki deck that's not really playing the relics as graveyard hate, but we do have the Cauldrons. And they're gonna Riddler. We could have sacked the Captain in response to Riddler. I'm not sure. So they crack. Are they gonna consign? I guess. Do you want to sack? Do we think they're gonna consign? It's a disaster if they have Ephemerate, but they just fetched this island. I think I'm gonna soul read them. Sometimes you're on a Mold 5 in like a grindy matchup like this, and you gotta get what you can get. Okay, so they Solitude. Are they gonna consign this? Don't really know why they would. Yeah, I feel like we got them. I don't know. So I draw a Leo. So I think I'd like to go Guide Ranger-Captain for Pride. so I can jump with the guide and trigger Loki next turn. Could also get Ballista. Yeah, let's get Ballista for also triggers Loki and can set up for the Leo combo, which we may need. And then just as soon as we draw Cauldron, we could combo. So they warp another Riddler. Do I? Sorry, I should have responded to the cast. I think it's kind of nice not to sack the Ranger-Captain, because if we leave it once we draw Cauldron, then we can just win. Okay, interesting. They're evoking because they're going to replicate Consign and save the Solitude. I guess that's okay. They did pitch a Traxa earlier if you missed it. They are confirmed Gorios if the breeding pool didn't already confirm. We already have a Ranger-Captain in the yard for a Cauldron, that's fine. It looks like we did get the Soul Read. So a Cauldron off the top is a win. And it's good with Loki, which is maybe better than being a win. Interesting. So I guess I'm going to go... I feel like I need to Solitude this. Yeah, I think we're going to have to Solitude the Riddler. Really sad to lose the Leo. Okay, nice. So play a 1/1 Ballista with, and then I'll kill the Teferi with the guide, with the intention to draw a card with the Grange on their turn. I guess I'll just do this upkeep. Maybe kind of bad against Thoughtseize. I feel like I maybe should have the third Grange in the deck. I'm just so scared of the red-white land destruction deck. Yeah, cool turn for sure. So let's just take 3. They gain 3. Well, let's draw for turn. I draw a copy of Leo. So I guess I'm going to go remove a counter, deal damage, draw a card. Draw another Ballista, which is interesting. So I was going to bounce this Ballista and replay it. Now what I could do instead... Yeah, it's probably just better to go... Cast Leo for 2 mana. Have I seen any of the name armor focus with all the pitch spells? I've been trying to build one, so I kind of have like a little bit of a vision for how it looks, but I guess I haven't seen like a build that I necessarily like. Game 1 on the Mole to 5, baby. Quantum Riddler. Back to the space with you, I guess. Okay, so our Graveyard Hate is the main deck Cauldron, so we don't have more to bring in. I'm going to bring in Teferi. Not going to play the High Noon, I think. I'm just do a Teferi over Heliod and click Submit. Good Wondrous Wasp matchup. Hey Spike, I love the mono red wish control deck, but I was curious how it beats High Noon since you can't wish. So what I think we should do is we should play 1 copy of Blast Zone, so you could wish for Blast Zone. It's very slow, and I don't know if it's like good enough or if there's like a better plan. But I agree, High Noon is a disaster. You could board in some stuff too. I'm gonna keep this. It may look like a mulligan, but having Cauldron's a premium against Gorios. We have Leo plus Bauble, Cauldron plus Loki plus Bauble, Cauldron plus Bauble and Guide Pride. Yeah, it's just to keep. I think I'm like always playing the Cauldron next turn, so should be fine to wait a turn on the Bauble for Loki. They've got a Frog. Okay, nice draw. Gotta play the Cauldron, though. Try Blast, so the problem is they play land destruction. Yeah, great point. So, I don't know. I don't know what the solution is. It's not... It's like... It is very annoying, I agree. It's like... There's not enough of it to, like... warp everything, but you would kind of need to warp everything to beat it. So, a very tough problem to have. Teferi is an interesting top deck. I think I'm just gonna wait a turn since this triggers the Loki next turn. So Cauldron only triggers Loki when you target a creature, by the way, because it's the putting a counter on something that triggers it. I guess I'm gonna play around Ephemerate on the frog. It's a little bit minor, but we lost or got by it earlier, so let's just not get got by it again. So they're surveilling. They graveyard a copy of Solitude. What does that say about their hand? I don't know. What does that say about their heart? I'm even less sure. Would love for them to tap out so I could draw a card with the Cauldron, but I will be trying not to get Gorios'd. How do you play all of these pitch spells and you don't play Sylvoon? In a sideboard? I feel like you need Sylvoon for the card, to recoup the card loss. Maybe I'm wrong. I've had Sylvoon in like all my drafts. Maybe that's what I'm doing wrong. I don't know. Oh, they have Mindspring Merfolk instead. What's funny to me is Mindstream Merfolk it's like Bruce Banner. I guess it puts a counter on the Merfolk too. Maybe that's good. But it's like Bruce Banner. That can only be activated one time. Does it feel that there's no other synergy with Bauble besides Loki? Oh, does it feel fine? Yeah. Yeah, it's fine. It's Mishra's Bauble, baby. It just you have a bunch of fetch lands, it's an opt, it's cantrips. Okay. They surveil. Am I gonna bounce the Riddler? I assume Shepherd needs to be Ephemerate or Momo Shell. Yes. Or although Momo is worse than Springleaf Drum. Okay, so we can set up for the combo. I think we should get the Teferi down. I guess I'm bouncing the Riddler. Already triggered my Loki this turn. Gonna lose the I guess the Teferi is maybe not that easy to lose because they have to discard 3 cards to fly the frog. Why not play Sneak Leo? I think I want to wait on the Leo, right? I want to wait on the Leo till I get Ballista off the Ranger-Captain. Like I could win the game next turn if I draw a land, maybe. Oh, they just have Wrath. Well, they do have to kill their own frog, and I can recoup. I can recoup. We can rebuild. That's fine. Losing the Cauldron is kind of the big problem, maybe. I think we'll go. Oh, do you have Atraxa to discard? Oh no, that's maybe the disaster here. Damn it. Okay, I'm gonna get Giver of Runes for my Loki next turn. Do they have the Gorios? Okay, so we'll make it to where they can't keep the Atraxa around. Sack Ranger upkeep. There's not really. Oh, you know what? With Teferi, sacking Ranger upkeep. Sorry, forgot about Teferi. Yeah, that would have been a good play. You can win without a land if you sneak Leo. Yeah, but then the Leo's exposed to removal that turn. Okay, what do they do? They choose Ephemerate, Psychic Frog, Prismatic Ending. So they can play the frog this turn. They play the frog. Plays a Delta. Discards a Mending. Discards a Mending. Loses the Atraxa. I draw Marsh Flats. Let's draw a card off the Loki. It's very cool that a fetch land does this, I will have to say. I want to get Guide of Souls for the Loki and for the Leo. Can maybe also Leo sneak the Ranger Captain to get a Pride. I could also upkeep sack the Ranger-Captain, but I think I kind of am I gotta be fine with them casting the prismatic ending. Like I can protect Loki from another prismatic ending. Yeah, I think this game would have been a lot easier if I just sacked Ranger-Captain and upkeep. Not too often I have it and Teferi in the same deck, I guess, and against like the instant speed Gorios. Okay, so I'm gonna target the Loki. I'm gonna name white just to play around another prismatic ending, I think. And if they want to smack me with the frog, that's okay, I guess. Like they can fly the frog anyways, although like we could like tax the graveyard maybe if we didn't think they had more removal. Spike would be interested in co-streaming the Modern Pro Tour coming up. I get really bored. I get really bored when I'm co-streaming and I have to be really energetic the whole time and it's really long. I would be less bored because it's the Modern Pro Tour, I guess. But I don't know. I'm just also very busy. Sorry, I should have on F6. We know they have another ephemerate in their hand, right? So I guess I'm just gonna let them not attack with the Atraxa. Gonna be a tough one. Have game 3, I guess. Didn't play this game that well. They put Strand, Gorios, Gristlebrand, Wrath in their hand. Solitude Island Mending. I'm gonna declare this game unwinnable and go to game 3. They should bring me in to commentate for top 8 metagame. It would be nice. I've never done official Wizards of the Coast commentary. Vegas Field was fun. We 6-2 day 1, 3-3 day 2, finished 9-5. It's good support the name of my game. You know, I've worn this shirt a few times. It's not the name of the game, it is the name of our company. That is the name of our company. It's a I guess I won't say too much. I miss when Gorios was just cheating in and then blinking opposite. Top 8 draft this PT. Wait, the top 8 of this PT is drafts? It's weird. Hand's kind of premium. Yeah, with the bauble and the surveil, we should be able to find land. So I do think I need to look at my top card here. See if it's a land, and then shuffle if it's not and get surveil. So it's a ballista, which I kind of would love to draw with the cauldrons, but or like have surveilled in the yard, I guess would be better. And I've got to keep this archive. I don't know why the stack's that low. I'll fix it. Finding the I guess we have Granges as other tap lands, but finding a tap land is awkward for sure. The graveyard of Mending, get some value, I guess. We find the ballista after all. We'll certainly need to keep this. It's both combos with my Cauldron, which is nice, but is also a possible white card for Solitude. If they have Consign, we have second Cauldron, so we shouldn't feel too bad about just jamming this. You'll be able to share more about the game soon because it goes. Yeah, I can. Like I could share more, but we have like a real strategic release, and I'm really just not trying to overpromise anything. I want to deliver what I could promise. All right, I think I'm just gonna snag the mending now. They have a prismatic ending. Do we want to risk a second prismatic ending? We drew a plains. Seems okay to just play out the Loki. If they have another ending, they're definitely going to use it on this. So then, of course, we could just draw a land and combo kill. So we do not draw a land. Let me see if they countered my Cauldron. They mend in response. Do they have Gorios and Atraxa? They have Atraxa. Do they have Gorios? So let's see what they find off the Atraxa. I don't see a Solitude. They probably take Riddler Ephemerate. They take Riddler, Ephemerate, Marsh Flats. So only a draw 3. Not actually that big a deal necessarily. So I win the game if I draw a white card off the Loki trigger. Or I could win the game. Because I could Solitude the Atraxa and then get in. But they just have their own Solitude and they pitched Ephemerate. Okay. So I think we're just gonna have to be comfy with this. You can sneak, why not? Well, they can block the Atraxa. They can block my Loki if I attack. So I needed, so my plan was to go Ballista on 0, Cauldron the Ballista. If I drew a white card off the Loki, once they target something with the Cauldron, then I would be able to, okay, then I would be able to Solitude the Atraxa, sneak in the Leo and win. That was the plan. Now I think there's only 2 Solitudes left in the deck. Let's just jam. For the trophy. Certainly the play. Okay, 3rd Solitude. It's not the end of the world. We have more Leos we can top deck. We have Wondrous Wasp. We have Loki. We're actually kind of doing fine. But a little bit disappointing. They Prismatic Ending me. Wasp pretty good against Quantum Riddler, especially if we draw a land, especially if it's a fetch land. We can go Loki, Grange the Loki, Wasp on their upkeep. Jace is actually pretty scary. I did draw this, though. So I guess now if I go upkeep Wondrous Wasp like I want to, then they can tap the Jace to still get the extra card off the Quantum Riddler. So perhaps I could go Solitude the Jace and then upkeep Wasp the Riddler. Yes. Let's do that. How many Cauldrons do I have left? Just one. They have 1 card left in their hand and we don't know it. They're surveilling. They also have a Mending in the yard. Oh, the Mending. Was I supposed to... I was supposed to Solitude this and their upkeep and then Wasp the Jace. They have the 4th Solitude. They're just going to mend. Yeah, they just mend. Okay. Access the Tidmonths. I'm on the Rio Popper Joy for Siege. Nice. It was good to meet you. Been trying Loki with Portable Hole. How do you think Portable Hole's position? Portable Hole's okay. It's okay. It's worse in your deck than it is like if we played it in the blue-white control deck because our deck is weak to Wrath the Skies, or your deck is weak to Wrath the Skies. I guess I can go... I could sneak the Wasp and then replay it later. Trigger the Loki. They won't be able to draw the extra card. That's actually just probably correct. Maybe it's a little greedy to play the Loki right now. I think it's okay. Oh, sorry. I should have played the Loki second main phase, though, to get another counter on the Leo. Yeah, this is another nice thing about Leo, though. She's just good with the Wondrous Wasp. And then I can go... I guess it's a little awkward because I kind of want to use the guide to trigger the Loki on my turn and the Wasp to trigger the Loki on their turn. They also have discarded a Gristlebrand, so need to dodge the Gorios again. Okay. Why are they doing this? This is just worse, right? I mean, I guess it doesn't matter that much. I probably can't win anyways, but I would think that the extra mana to flip the Jace is not worth it at all here. You just want to have the 2 extra mana when you're drawing 14 cards, 21 cards. It's not the worst flip Jace. It seems like just very incorrect, I guess. Dang. I mean, our draws have been really good. We needed to dodge like a little bit less than this. It's kind of funny where like this whole league, like the first 2 matches, we drew really bad and our opponents drew worse. And this match we've drawn really, really well, and our opponent's drawn even better. It's modern, I guess. Now, one nice thing is they only have one more Solitude in the deck, right? Yeah, they only have one more Solitude. So if it's just kind of in, if the Solitude is just kind of in the bottom like 7, if it's just kind of in the bottom 7, we have a chance. So it kind of depends on how I cut the deck. So they draw 7 more cards. They go down to 7. Like, they could just Wrath the Skies if they hadn't flipped the Jace. Some builds only play 3 Solitudes. Oh, that's true. Yeah, they might not even have the 4th. I basically always play the 4th. No, that's true. A lot of people don't. Why don't people main deck more Consigned Memories for Gora's triggers? Well, the reason would be that they're already playing Ephemerates for that purpose. Teamer Wizards with 4 Ren, 2 Invert Polarity, got a 4th in challenge. Very fun. 4 Ren and 6 is so many. That's like the most you can play. So do they not have an Ephemerate for the Gristlebrand? That would be kind of crazy because they've only played 1 so far. We have Consign. They're not expecting the Wasp. Well, they should know it's the last card of my hand, but... And they did just discard a Spell Snare. So I don't know. It would be really funny if they just discarded Spell Snare. Okay. Okay, then they're not going to snare, so they get rid of my Leo. Then they discard Atraxa. Consign just kills them. If they have nothing else, yeah. Draw Solitude. Okay, well, let's Wasp the Frog. Draw a card. No shot, I drew another Wasp. All day, people have been disrespecting the Wondrous Wasp, and I want to say to all of you, shame. So this puts my opponent to 1 life. It's kind of disappointing that it's not 0. Take what we can get. Maybe somehow the Wasp just is going to sneak a win here. I think they're probably going to Goryo's Atraxa, though. Oh, I miscounted. I thought they were going to 1. They went to 2. Okay, so I think I need to Wasp the Atraxa here. Not let them gain the life. And they found the 4th Solitude. That game 2 was maybe winnable if I sack Ranger-Captain Upkeep. Seemed kind of likely we'd win that one. Sorry, believers. Fun build, though. I mean, like, Grange triggering Loki was really cool. I do wonder if there's, like, another shell for that. We don't have to go as in on the Leo combo stuff. Like, Leo combo is fine. The thing is, it's like, and this is great news, right? The best Loki decks have been Blue-White Control, Blue-White Aether Vial. And in Blue-White Aether Vial, I was really happy not to play Guide Pride. And I do want to spend a lot of time this week working on Loki so we can play it in our first challenge. I may play challenge Thursday. I think I might just play. I haven't played a challenge in a while because of the Vegas trip. So I may just do Thursday, Friday this week. And I want to play like a Loki deck probably in both of them. So maybe we'll play Giver of Runes in something like the Blue-White Vial Shell and see how that performed. I did like it. We might play Giver of Runes over Mishra's Bauble. Kind of sounds nice. Okay, but that's going to be it for me today. I have a doctor's appointment, so I can't stream any longer.